It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
It's live coverage of the NBA on Monday night. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports. Showing to the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. For the Miami Heat, they come into tonight's game after the loss to the Grizzlies in Memphis at the FedEx Forum. A real closely contested game. They couldn't come up with a couple of key baskets, and they lost by 3.
You know what? A lot of three-pointers, but for me, more so, it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
You know, Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of a slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Winslow is out there with Chris Bosh, and it's Blach in at the 5. Here's Azili. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Curry against Dragic. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Wade kicks to Winslow. That's good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
And it's the Bronx with the ball. 4-point game. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, not a very inspired performance for them, particularly when they were defending. They just gave that hostile crowd plenty to cheer for.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop. A lot. Of open jump shots, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was through the roof. You can't win if your defense isn't better than that.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Heat lead by 1, and we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And when you consider how the Heat are doing, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
Draymond Green is out there with Robinson. And there's Klay Thompson. Then there's Kent Bazemore. And it's Livingston in at the point guard position. And for Miami, Mills out there with Richardson. Then it's Dang. Then there's Chris Bosh. And it's Johnson in at the 4 spot. And he gets it to go.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
And for the Bronx, Robinson is out there with Green. Then there's Livingston. And there's Klay Thompson. And it's Bazemore at the 3 slot. Just 5 on the clock. Johnson dishes to Bosh. Some solid defense from Robinson. Thompson outside. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. The Bronx on top. They lead by 2. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, I've got Coach Eric Spoelstra here with me. And, Coach, what are the things you're seeing so far in this game that you'd like to change going forward?
It starts with getting some stops. You got to play off some misses, and we can't let them force us into 1 or 0 pass possessions. We've got to move the ball around the half court, help each other with that, but we'd like to get some more in the open.
Eric, thank you so much. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. How about you, Kenny? What did you think about this home team?
Well, you expect the home team to take care of business, and they have. They didn't play flawlessly, but they held their own. Now we get to see the true test in the second half.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
They're shooting way too much from the mid-range and the outside. The offense lacks dimension, and that could really hurt them in the second half, Ronnie. I like to see their bigs get down and dirty. They got to play way tougher.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. One of the stories here, Draymond Green getting it done today.
And what he gives his team, guys, is an edge. He just lights up an arena when he gets it going. And in that first half, young fella had it going.
Not just an edge, though, Greg. I think he gives them a confidence and a swagger they wouldn't otherwise have. And he's a special player to have around, no doubt about that.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Miami, Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Chris Bosh is out there with Winslow, and it's Blatch in at the 5, patrolling the paint. Wade against Curry. Curry with the steal. And even 3-on-3 break. From 13, shot is off.
Well, I tell you what, he's going to put a lot of pressure on their perimeter shooters if he can't convert those chances.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. The Bronx leads by just 3. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. The Bronx has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. They've got Al Farouk Aminu. Ryan Hollins is out there with Festus Ezeli. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Livingston in at the shooting guard position. Curry passes to Ezeli. Over in the corner, Livingston. Shot clock at 6. To the middle. Here's Hollins. Buries it.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He laid out the X's and O's and told them, we're still alive, guys. We've just got to work together, trust each other, and play our backsides off. Kevin, we'll see if they've got enough in the tank to get over the top.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Johnson, he's checked in for Winslow.
Heat substitution. Joe Johnson.
Here is Livingston. A bucket here would give them a bit more room.
True, but no need to rush it. Play smart.
Johnson over to help. Outside Curry. Here's Aminu. They get the rebound, and they go to the intentional foul.
At the line for Bronx, Festus Azili. Taking 2 shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he ends up making the second, and that increases their lead to 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
.15 seconds left in the fourth. Dragic the pass to Blatch. Back to Dragic. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Curry.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
Stephen Curry. At the line for 2.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
There's Dragic with the 3. Trains it from downtown.
For 3. Bronx timeout call. Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
Gets the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
So it's the Bronx picking up the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but Clark, a win nonetheless.
Yeah, and it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry. And Shaq, I can tell you want to say something. Your comments?
This is what you love to see out your star players. He's the guy you rely on to give a team a win. Both ends of the floor, shouldering the scoring load. He was a joy to watch tonight, Ernie.
He put on such a well-rounded display offensively. He knew exactly what he wanted to do to break down the defense. Even when they made adjustments on him, he adapted. He said, okay, I can handle it. I'll step aside.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night. And we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.